Hi, I'm Lorenzo Rivera, and in this video, I will be going over points on why I think even though the US president is highly regarded and looked upon as the sole leader of the US government, they are still of equal power to Congress, and at times, one can even say that Congress has a leg over the presidency when it comes to decision making and shaping the political theater of the United States. I want to start with several points of the presidency covered in Chapter 6 of the American government textbook. It's right here. So Article 2 of the Constitution defines the presidency, the powers of the presidency, its duties, and how the president is appointed. Within the sections of the article, you find specific powers that the president has, and this is called express powers, which can't be taken away by Congress or any other entity unless the Constitution is amended. So let's think of express powers as it is written within the Constitution. And they are as follow. Military powers, so all presidents are the commander-in-chief of all armed forces. They have judicial power to grant reprieves and pardons for offenses against the United States, with the exception of impeachment. They have diplomatic powers. They receive ambassadors of other countries and act as the face of the United States to the rest of the world. They have executive power, and this is to make sure laws are faithfully executed. They also appoint, remove, and supervise public officials. So they appoint ambassadors, they appoint judges, and as we recently seen, they appoint Supreme Court justices. They also have legislative power to participate in the legislative process. There are other powers vested on the president that are delegated by the Congress, and then there's a third category of power, which is called inherent powers. These are not defined by laws, but because of the role of the presidency, it kind of falls under its purview. And one example of this is the use of executive orders. Now, executive orders are a pretty big deal, but Congress has workarounds built in by the Constitution that provides that leg over the presidency. So Chapter 5, which covers Congress or the first branch, it lists the following powers that Congress has. They are lay and collect taxes, pay government debt, borrow and issue money, provide for common defense and general warfare, regulate commerce, and this is within the states and internationally. They regulate public works, federal lands, they grant patents and copyrights, they declare wars, they create and regulate military installations, they ratify treaties, approve those ambassadors that the president appointed, and most importantly, they make laws. Yes, like I previously said, executive orders are pretty important, but let's face it, the law is the law. And they take a while to get changed and or updated, while executive orders are easily replaced by the next president. So this list is extensive compared to the president list of powers, and this is what makes a true checks and balance system of our government. Congress moves slow, but I think of it as a giant slime that covers various aspects of our government and directly impacts all citizens all the time. The presidency, yes, has increased its presence in many political aspects since its inception within the Constitution, but Congress was written from the get-go to have the powers that I listed. And it's really to prevent having a powerful president, which turns into having a dictatorship. And that's not what's written in the Constitution, and it's definitely not what the Founding Fathers had envisioned for our government. And this is why I think that although the president is very popular and everybody follows what the president says. When it comes down to what is written, I think Congress has more pull in our political system.